What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Brenner Video YouTube channel. Today we're in Gardner's, Pennsylvania with race car driver Jake Galloway. Jake,
Hey,
thank you for having us.
thank you guys for coming out. Appreciate
Race car driver, because I'm looking back here going, what number do you drive?
Well, I run the 19T for Mr. Taylor. I run the 27 for my dad's team where we're stationed here in Gardner.
What are all these cars?
So majority, all three of them are the 358 series. We run the 358 against URC 360 sometimes. The only thing that's a little different is the car behind me is fully for USAC East Coast. Wingless car, different components on both the front and rear. So we don't like to intermix like the wing car with the wingless.
They are that much different?
They are. You set them up differently, different axle, different arms, different bird cages. We don't like intermix them because it can kind of cause problems. So that's why we have a separate one for just that car.
What about driving the two?
Driving the two, honestly, I have a lot of fun in both. But the wingless car, I do feel like it is more in my hands than anything, because at the end of the day, you don't have that wing up there to hold the car down, lock the car down. You know, we raced Bedford 2 weeks in a row, one with the winged car and then one with the wingless. Same track surface practically, completely different driving styles for me 2 weekends in a row. This car here, it's a lot faster, but the wingless car is more of a calculating, you got to set the car early, you got to get it sideways, you got to pitch the car. This thing I don't drive like that in the wing car.
Now, how did you get into racing?
So my father raced for years. He started motocross, the whole way from motocross, go-karts back in the 80s and 90s, the whole way to running sprint cars in the early 2000s. He went 410 racing a little bit. We sold out of that after a while. It was too much on us. We're a small buck team. We don't really have funding like a lot of these teams, like the Macri car and all that. We just were outmotored, outmoneyed. So we decided to go back to limited sprint racing where it's a little bit more competitive for us.
When did you first start driving?
I started building the car in 2016 when I was 16 years old. Obviously, I had my own job. Dad had a ton of spare parts, was able to give me a lot of stuff to start racing. First time we hit the track was beginning of 2017. I never really raced anything before this. Running the sprint car was the first taste of racing I actually have done, except for being on the crew side of it. 2017, I started racing a 358. Dad had all these parts, engine parts, so we put a motor together and we went and raced. We ran half a season of test and tunes, and then I went to my first race at BAPS. We missed the qualifying spot by one in my first race. So honestly, I was really blessed to have my dad as somebody that was able to help get me started and get going, because honestly, if it wouldn't be for him, I wouldn't do this.
How did last season go for you?
Last season was full of ups and downs. We had some very strong runs. We had some very bad nights. Towards the end of the year, we had one of our races down at Lincoln, and Lincoln is very crowded. It's short track racing. So I ran right through the middle. Somebody behind me jumped the start, so we were almost 3-4 wide going down the straightaway. We went into turn one. I got hooked to right rear. I went flipping. Just something that happens. It's short track racing. Other than that, we had some good runs. We had some bad ones. I really did enjoy running at the Grove most Fridays and Lincoln at Saturdays, and we had some good runs. I think the highlight of last year was probably, I'd say, Port Royal. We had a lot of fun at Port Royal running up there. Sadly, we only get up there like twice a year. We had a couple top 10s. We should have had a few top 5s, but I'm still learning how to drive, and I made some mistakes. I'm still making mistakes now. I'm always learning. So last year could have been better, but otherwise, I'm still racing for Rob, so I didn't do that bad, I guess.
How's this season looking for you?
So this season started off a little rough. We went out to the Grove and we did all right. We ran all right. We got hard charger, I think either the first or the second night out. We started, I think it was 18th, and we got up to 9th. We were running good against some heavy hitting contenders. The next week I messed up and I spun out while I was leading into turn one. It happens. I'm not going to sit here and fright over it. We had some good runs so far, but we had some bad ones, and it's a little rough. Just hoping that we can actually get turned around and get to where we want to be this year. At the end of the day, it is just a hobby. I'm not doing this for a living, so we got to go and have fun. That's Rob and my dad and Jeff, our crew guy. That's our biggest thing, is we got to go have fun. If we're not having fun, then what are we doing? We can spend money on other things and have as much fun. As long as we're having fun and we keep the car in one piece, which has been a bit of a struggle this year already. Bumpers all dinged up for a reason. I'm hoping we get some solid runs. We're looking forward to going to a couple new tracks for the Taylor car. I'm hoping we can go to Grandview a little bit. I would like to go to Grandview if URC would have a race there. The wingless car, we are going to run our own wingless program. I was hoping to run a little bit more on the USAC East Coast side, with Rob and his sponsors. We got a lot to commit to there. I don't want to upset any of the sponsors. They are great people. They've supported us the whole way through the last 3 seasons. A couple new partners this year. Got to show up. I got to put forth the effort and be at the tracks, where they're local. Mechanicsburg's a big one, so that's why the Grove takes priority overall. The USAC car, we've been to Bedford this year already. We went to Bridgeport, New Jersey. Interesting place, really cool place. A little bit of car drive. Looking forward to going to Grandview with that as well. We'll get the Big Diamond a couple times. I like going up there. It's a different place, but it's fun. Port Royal a couple times. Sealands Grove, love Sealands Grove. Great place. My dad started racing sprint cars there, so I've always had that soft place in my heart for Sealands Grove. We might go to Penn Can up by New York. It's going to be a bit of a hike. It's like a 4-hour drive for us, and you know, on a Friday night and it's July 4th weekend, that's going to be rough. So maybe we can make it, maybe we won't. That's our expectation, is just to go have fun this year and put the car in the trailer the same way it rolled out, in one piece.
If you could race any other class of car, dirt car, what would it be?
It would be a dirt late model for sure. 100%. Love them. If you want, I got a story for you about my buddy Jake Moser that races late models.
We know a little bit about Jake Moser. What do you got?
He's a squirrel, but I'll tell you, I got a really good one. It was when I first met him, probably a couple months into it, that I went a couple times with him, and I was like, man, this is really cool. I like these cars. Like, it's a different style of racing than what I'm used to, but it was very intriguing to me. I mean, all the adjustments, and these guys know how to tune these cars with what I see as like 3,000 adjustments compared to this thing, which is simple. So we were on the way to Winchester, Virginia, going down 81, and we were behind a semi truck in the right lane, and this car on our left blew by us, and Jake said, well, I'm not sitting here waiting behind this guy. So he went to merge into the left lane, and that car was dead stopped. We rear-ended him, and the late model broke loose and flew into the bed of the truck.
What?
I will never forget. It was 100% what happened. And they got the car back on the trailer. We got to the racetrack, and I'll never forget John Moser, his father, walked up and said, well, dang, Jake, said you wrecked the car and we didn't even get to the racetrack yet. Jake's papaw was underneath there with a porta power on the trailer with it chained to it, trying to straighten the front nose out after it rear-ended the truck. It was always a fun time. Every time we went with them, it was always a blast. I never had one bad experience going to the races with them. They always made it fun. Jake ran terrible one night. I'll never forget it. I said, aren't you upset? He's like, not really. No point in being upset. So I applaud Jake for that. Every night, like, he just goes and races, and it is what it is.
Yeah, we enjoy going out with them. They treat us very well.
They are good people. And his brother Kyle, all of them, they are great people. I love them dearly. But yes, if I would race anything, it would be a late model, and I'd love to race with Jake. Well, maybe not. I don't know.
That is kind of odd, because I think a lot of sprint car guys don't like late models and vice versa, right?
I feel like a lot of the guys, like, when they get set in a groove, like, they like sprint car, that's what they like. I'm sure they don't mind late models, but it's not something that I feel like they're going to go out of their way to go watch.
Yeah.
For me, I like all kinds of motorsports, all the way from asphalt to dirt. I love a lot of different style of racing. I watch AMA Supercross. I watch this. I watch late models. I watch asphalt modifieds. Friend of mine spots on Danny Bones Modified. So it's cool because I know people in different series. I love all racing. I'm very well-rounded. But yes, I agree. Guys like their sprint cars. Guys like their late models. But I feel like Kyle Larson was one of the guys that kind of got a lot of people watching. My dad didn't watch late model racing too much, but he watched the race at Port Royal when Larson was running late model. He would never watch that before, but I could maybe get people to acknowledge these other series that they usually don't watch. I think that everybody should watch all of them.
This car compared to a late model, it's a huge difference.
I feel like it would be, because like Jake and I have talked about how different they are. It is a huge difference with this thing compared to a late model from what I've talked to Jake about. But I would love to try one, and Jake and I were actually talking about it. I would love to get in a late model and try it. Just see. I think it would be a fantastic experience. Who knows, maybe I'd like it better than this. Maybe be a way to get into something else other than sprint car racing. But it is a heck of a difference, because you run these things into the corner wide open, and Jake told me that you stand on the gas to straighten the car out. This thing here, you stay in the gas to turn the car.
Okay.
That's what Jake's told me. Now, I mean, like I said, I never drove one, so I don't know. The wingless car is the only thing that I think can moderately compare to a late model, because I'm lifting out of the gas and I'm pitching the car into the corner. So I'm not running the car straight into the corner and letting the gas steer the car like this. That's what we change stagger and all that to get the car to turn into the corner. And with the USAC car, we're running probably like 6-7 inches stagger difference compared to this thing. It's a completely different car to race.
Yeah.
But I feel like a late model, I don't know, maybe a late model would be better suit for me. I'd like to try it. Jake could let me.
Yeah, Jake's the guy for that one.
I love Jake, dude. He's a great dude.
Who helps you take care of these cars?
The biggest contributor is my dad. He just retired a couple years ago. He comes out and does some of the maintenance on the cars, when I'm not here, I'm at work. The other guys is obviously Mr. Taylor when he's in town. He lives in North Carolina, so it's hard for him to help. His son Jeremy comes along. He helps out a lot. Biggest help besides my dad is Jeff. Jeff's a great guy, helps us out a lot. He's over here every week. Without my dad and them guys, this would not be even close to remotely possible.
What sponsors are on these cars?
So the 19, obviously we have Brett Michaels. That's Mr. Taylor's buddy. H&H Services, Leeser Lumber, Zachary Krause Veterinarian promoter at Path Valley. We have Jiffy Lube, JVI, and Franklin Church Choppers provides us with brake clean, oil, gear oil, all kinds of stuff. So for the USAC car, I have very modest sponsors. H&H Services provides fuel for us. Jiffy Lube, obviously, of Camp Hill and Mechanicsburg, they help us out. Franklin Church Choppers with supplies and stuff. Hampton Automotive, where I work. Factory Emmett Powder Coating.
Anyone that wants to follow you on social media, how can they do that?
We have our Galloway Motorsports Facebook page for the USAC car and my dad and myself. For the Taylor Motorsports car, you can find them on Facebook as well.
Jake, we'd really like to thank you for having us out. Make sure you follow Jake on all his socials, see how he's doing this season. We'd also like to thank our sponsors this season, 2BQ Barbecue Catering and Yorktown Services Company. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and we'll see you on the next one.
Built for horsepower, filmed full throttle.